Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. In this video, we'll look at how to pronounce predominantly. We'll talk about the syllable stress, the vowel sounds in this word, and how to be able to use it and say it fluently and easily when you're speaking English. So it's helpful to know in predominantly that the stressed or the stretched syllable is the second syllable, dom. That means that the letter O is going to say the ah vowel. That's typical when we have letter O in a stressed syllable, like in not or problem, that it says ah. I've rewritten it for you here with letters AH so you can visualize the ah sound. Many languages spell ah with A, but English typically spells it with O. And then that means our first syllable, the letters PRE, are going to say a reduced vowel, the pr sound. We have a little schwa here, predominantly, or it might be an I, predominantly. But I don't want to make a clear vowel here. I don't really want predominantly, pre. I probably actually use I more than I use pre. It doesn't matter so much though, as long as you have a short reduced vowel. And one trick to be able to pronounce that correctly, to overcome seeing that letter E and wanting to do more of a clear vowel, is to start the word on the stressed syllable. When you do that and then you add back the first unstressed syllable, it's easier to make that reduced vowel, to make it short and not have a clear vowel. That sounds like dominantly, predominantly. That might be a good strategy for you for this word and other words that aren't stressed on the first syllable, to start where the stress lies and then add back the syllables before the stressed syllable. Then for our next syllable, next vowels in the m and n syllables, again, I think I might use schwas here. You might also use an I sound. The key is that, again, these are reduced vowels. So I'm not saying a clear min, na. I'm not using an I or an a vowel for these. They're just going to be short, eminently, dominantly, predominantly, eminently. So I'm barely using a vowel there at all. I'm almost going right from the to the n to the n to the li. Our last vowel, li, does have the clear vowel, the E sound for letter Y, but we need to make this short and stressed. So this is where oftentimes I'll hear non-native speakers say this more like predominantly. You might have trouble doing that tense E vowel at the end. So just make sure that you have a clear E even though it's short and unstressed. Then you also notice that I put the T in parentheses here, simply because we use an unreleased T in this word typically. I don't say predominantly. That T doesn't come out. Predominantly, nantly. The way I mark this unreleased T in my speech is by making this second N sound short. So predominantly. I go up and stop the air for the T, but it never releases in a burst of air. Not nant with a release of air, but nant. Very short from the N to the other N sound. They're both very short. And then right into the L. Nantly, predominantly, predominantly. So it's a little bit tricky because of these reduced vowels, because of this unreleased T, and the way it's spelled. So you may want to break it down syllable by syllable, take it slowly, and then speed it back up. Just try to keep the relative rhythm the same so that you're stretching on the second syllable and going more quickly on the other syllables. That sounds like predominantly, predominantly, predominantly. Then the last step is, once you can say predominantly by itself, do try practicing it in some short phrases, because you might find you've got it mastered, then you go to use it and it still comes out the old way. You still stumble or struggle with the pronunciation. So some example phrases, it's a predominantly female crowd. He's predominantly a hard worker. We found that it was predominantly young people who attended. Thank you so much for this request. If you have a request or suggestion for me to cover in our Word of the Day series or in our Fluent Speaking Practice playlists, feel free to leave that in a comment on this video or any of my videos. I'll be back again tomorrow with another Word of the Day, and on Saturday we'll have our live question and answer class. I hope you can join us. Just a few more details. If you need more help for some of the details of this, if you need some help with the details of, for example, the unreleased T or the vowels in this word, you can check out our Sounds of English course on speechmodification.com. It's a great way to get a strong foundation to pronounce any word you like confidently and easily in American English. That's our Sounds of English course on speechmodification.com. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye, everyone. Hope to see you again soon.